good. Don't worry. Keep coming. Yes, you did. So do this end and then come back this end and then go back out. That's why we have 6 supervisors. Don't be
Yes,
nervous.
because I tend to start thinking other things and apparently forget, and then I start thinking, oh, wait a minute, I'm ending up the wrong way.
Yeah.
So I catch it.
This one, you got to come back. Oh, it's in the back. Got everybody together. Like we get in their pocket over there. He did that. Oh yeah, he knows. After he might go, oh, I don't know if I can do it. I don't need to do that. Very outside. Very outside over there.
All right.
You're back on your normal pattern.
This one, right?
Yep.
Yeah. This one. Well, you said very outside,
Well,
not
okay.
very outside.
Very outside of sheet.
Yeah, okay.
Don't
I would,
listen to me. It's the end of the Bonspiel. I'm making no sense. Sort of outside.
Go to lock down the middle.
Oh, okay. No, that's fine.
I didn't drop.
Huh?
I said I didn't drop.
You drop?
No, I've been watching for that. Intentionally, that's why I got distracted.
Lori's gonna challenge him, Murray. You find good snow on that mountain here down there. Got no escape.
Sorry.
Let's see.
I didn't want to. That's why I got distracted.
Ellen's on Lori's side. Race to the corner. Come straight across the back of the house, right?
Back, yes. In front of the hats.
No, back of the house. Try not to dip in front of the house. Yep. Here, here. You're not hurting nothing back here. I found the rocket back there too.
Okay. I just was checking because I wanted to make sure I didn't drop.
Don't worry, very done.
I know, but I'm making sure I didn't drop.
What are you checking?
Go ahead and slide. All right, are we ready for the 1 minute? All right, let's get it started. 1 minute. One more time. Ladies, the ice is yours. Good luck. Good curling.
The A event is on sheet B between Cape Cod and Exmoor.
Yes.
B event is sheet C with Triangle and Chicago. Sheet A is our fourth event with Broomstones and Madison. Sheet D is the third event with Wausau and Granite out of Seattle, Washington. Give you a good view of the A event finals for the championship of the USWCA National Bonspiel 70th anniversary.
All the way. Yep. Yep. Close. All the way. Got a good one. Keep it moving, girls. Keep it moving. You got it on. Nice shot.
We're on a single view sheet right now. We'll switch back to the 4-sheet view and make sure you keep up with all the games. Krista with her first shot of the first end. Again, Cape Cod, as you can see, has the red rocks. They're holding it. I can have a nice hit. And roll. Viewers behind the glass agree it was a great shot.
Go for it, and if you don't get it, you'll open it up.
Yes, Anna! Yes, Anna! Yes! Yes!
You're welcome to leave comments in the chat section of the YouTube. We will switch to the 4-view to show you all the sheets and the scores as the end ends. We are featuring the championships of the USWCA National Bonspiel this morning. Tracy with their first shot. Exmoor has hammered in the first end.
Yes, yes! Yes, yes! Yeah!
Swing! Hurry!
Yeah, come on.
And it looks like she's going to wreck.
All right.
Up, up, up.
Yeah, line was good.
Looks like red is still sitting one.
Tell them to make sure they're on it right away. I'll call them off if need be. Or at least clean it right from the beginning. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
Our microphones, we have 8 microphones that are hung above the buttons of each of the houses, so you will pick up back-end players from other sheets as well. Krista with her last shot of the first end. Call and sweep right away. Looks like Tracy's going to do the draw.
Thanks, Mike Scott. But what did you get?
Tracy with a nice clean
What's the
release.
number?
Got plenty of house to work with.
Yep, yep, yep. Whoa, whoa.
It looks plenty good.
Yep.
Nice first end draw by Tracy there. Looking to see if there's a second point.
Hey, Tracy.
Check, check, check.
No, I have not.
All right, so gonna give an update on the other sheets now that all the scores have been posted. Sheet A, the fourth event, Brimstone's versus Madison. Brimstone scored 1 point in the first. On sheet C, in the B event, Triangle versus Chicago. Chicago scored 1 in the first end. And on sheet D, the third event, Wasau versus Granite. Yellow, red, which I believe is Wasau, scored 1 point. Yeah, Wasau is red, and they scored 1 point. So one's across the board on A, C, and D. Got a long center guard here in the feature sheet. You can barely see it in the middle camera. And a stone partially buried behind it, but not for long. This takeout looks good. So Exmoor scored 1 in the first, so they do not have the hammer. They're trying to hold the split house. Hopefully get a force red to their single here in the second end. Long 10-end games. We've seen a lot of high-scoring games this tournament. Lots of excitement, and it's never over.
It is never over.
Not till the last stone has come to rest. Low scoring game so far though, all across the ice house.
Clean houses on all 4 sheets for the second end. Had a bit of a busy house over there on A for the first end, but only 1 point scored.
Maintaining that split house here without hammer on sheet B on the feature sheet. Making the force, and with that roll behind the center guard, the steal could even come into play at this point. Although currently the 8-foot is open halfway through the end. I always say if you can do 2 things with 1 stone, that's the best. And so looking for these hits and rolls. Got to make the primary objective first though, which would be the hit in that case. Now Exmoor's thinking, how can I get stones in steal positions? You got the center guard, you got top 8 buried. Got 1 top 4 buried, and you're looking good for a steal, definitely a force. After giving up 1 in the first end, Triangle is sitting 1-2. 1 just got hit, now is only sitting 1 in the house with hammer, so looking like a decent end for 2 here in the second for Triangle and the B event. So through the house here on the feature sheet. 2 through the house, make it a 7-rock end essentially. Now for the hit and roll again. Hitting with stone instead of straight drawing keeps the blank into play, which is a very good option when you have hammer. So hitting is a good choice here because it leaves the blank possibility, but again, got to make primary objective, which is the takeout. Maybe there's a little run on the ice there, maybe, but difficult spot way out there to hit a stone, especially this early in the game. Here's Deborah Mickey's draw on the B event game. You can see that Triangle is red and currently sitting 1 in the back of the house. Unfortunately, that was light, and so it'll leave a draw opportunity here for
Leslie from Chicago.
I'm going to try to keep you up to date on all the action across the sheets.
Tracy's draw on sheet B is coming in. It looks to be a good draw. Tracy's a past winner of this Bonspiel, so she's a heck of a curler. Always shows well at the USWCA National Bonspiel.
Well, it's shot and buried. We'll give Deborah a shot for 1. We'll go back to our feature sheet here, but keep you updated on Deborah's success on this draw for 1 here in the second end.
Krista from Cape Cod ready for her first shot, going down to be ready for her first shot in the second end here.
Gibbs rocks to the second end on the feature sheet. The Skips deuce is still definitely a possibility here. You bury 1 here, even around a center guard. It's a possibility. Not ideal, but
2 strong teams, yes, it's still available.
We're up 1 here and got a slight miss out of the...
Krista looks light. Way light.
All right.
She'll want that one back. Krista's a great player. Tracy put another 1 in there and leave Krista with a knee knocker against 3.
Deborah came up Triangle on sheet B on the B event final, came up about 2.5 feet light. They swept it end to end, but couldn't quite get it there. So it's a steal of 1 for Chicago. in the B event.
Chicago's up 2-0 over the home club of Triangle. Sorry, Derek, you were about to say that.
No,
Tracy's draw is coming in nicely.
yeah, sitting 3 here with a bunch of mess in the front, gonna make the steal, make the force even difficult here.
Yeah, like I said, she's gonna leave a little bit of a knee knocker for Krista. Oh, good sweep at the back. Well, it's got follow her down.
Definitely a draw here. Basically full 8, and she not basically touch the 8, and you get your 1. So
yeah, follow her down.
she's playing the same hole that
Tracy
just played. Yep. Sue knows all the names.
I try.
She knows everybody.
No.
Yeah, right from the beginning, this was looking like a force end. Definitely had steal potential in there, but Cape Cod got a little lucky on some deep draws, and we'll have the potential here for the force with a nice skips rock.
Krista with a great balanced delivery there.
This is a tough port to get through because of the stagger guards being backwards.
She's going to at least cut them down. We'll see
Yeah.
how much. Oh, she's over curling.
Not quite enough of a roll, it looks like.
Yeah, so Export's going to go up 3-0 after 2. Shall we switch over to Sheet D? We haven't given them any love yet.
They got a good end over there, too. That Yellowstone on the 4-foot was a gorgeous draw behind. And there was a center guard when it was thrown there, and it was perfectly buried. Looks like since then the center guard's been removed, but that Yellowstone remains, lives to fight another day, and Yellow's here is gonna try to draw for 2.
Granite from the Seattle area out in Washington.
Yeah, just north of Seattle.
Yeah, probably they've come the furthest.
I think so. No Alaskan teams this year.
No Alaskan teams, lots of Wisconsin.
That's not live, but I can put the game on if you want.
Nice draw there. In the third event finals, Granite Club goes up 3-0. Switch over to Brimstones and Madison. Last shot for Madison here. On and off, they got back on it in time. Did you get a piece? Oh, nice shot on sheet. Glad we switched over to sheet A. Nice shot for 4. Madison goes up 4-1 after 2. We'll go back to our feature sheet. Championship of the 70th anniversary USWCA National Bonspiel, hosted here in Durham, North Carolina. We're proud to host it. Our first time hosted. We just went to dedicated ice 3 years ago. Excuse me as I play around with the house view, try to get it correct. There we go. Up to 44 viewers. You're welcome to leave comments on our YouTube page, our Twitter message, or Facebook message, direct message, or on our posts, and we will try to accommodate your request. We understand everyone wants to see all the games. Again, 10 end timed games. Each team has their own time clock. Green is a solid player out of Cape Cod. She can jam on the back. Oh, she gets by the back one nicely.
And go. Glasses, go ahead. Sweep it, Miss Les. Doesn't look Les. No, it's got to come up. That's fine. Good shot.
Beautiful! I love that shot. Yep. She loves that.
Got a piece of it. Great sweep from the front end, or from the vice and the lead on Marina's shot. Krista hard on the sweep, getting a biter out of that mistake by Exmoor. Asked for another one in the house. Keeping it open for her last shot. Doing a great job of managing her house. Gabriella, it's a little heavy here. Or a lot heavy. They wanted that one at the front of the house. And Tracy swept it through.
You want to try it again? Yep, but you're going to be on the broom this time. Yep. 3.
Tracy's happy with the results. Had them sweeping hard for a piece, and then she got the double. Rolled out, unfortunately, but end's looking much better for her. Always thank your sweepers. We're spoiled here at Triangle Curling. We have TVs all over the place. Derek's gone off to put the game on the big screen. If you haven't been here before, we might mistake us for a Best Buy. We have that many TVs. Tracy with another nice shot. I think we're setting up for a blank end here.
Still a corner guard.
It's Krista's first one, yes.
There's 2 rocks left. Corner guards equal deuces. Definitely, if this doesn't vary. I always say not to go around corner guards without the hammer, but if this stone were to for some reason not end up in the house, then the non-hammer team can go around the corner guard and force if they vary.
Gameplay situation.
Yep, so all options are on the table here. Deuce, force, blank.
We're up to 49 viewers. Thank you all for listening in.
Looks like she made the shot. I'm not sure what the outcome was. Wait till the score gets posted. Another steal and one for yellow.
Great shot by Krista there.
Oh, beautiful. Perfectly buried. Just in front of the tee line. If you're too close to the tee line on this, then
it leaves Tracy room. Tracy's a great player, yes.
It's a free shot, which is important. In this case, it's a high enough free shot. It still allows the takeout.
I have a complaint from out of town. They've been watching all weekend and we just went to one shot.
Yeah, we'll switch back.
Okay, they're switching back.
I mean, we get it. What shade do they want? Hi, what event do you want? Which team? How about that? Okay.
Tracy's shot is off.
Let me talk to Sue. We can keep commentating.
All right. As I said, we'll switch to the other sheets we're looking at going to the fourth.
Let's go to all 4 sheets.
Yeah.
Commentate anyway. We don't need the. All right, we'll do that for us. No problem. We understand. We want everyone to have the best viewing possible. So.
Chris is gonna do the same shot again.
Right.
got a draw for 2. Just like Derek said, the Skips deuce was still there.
Right, we had to make a decision. Right? So we'll do that. No problem. We understand.
Right here,
Yeah. Right, of course. No problem. Enjoy. Bye. Let's just do all 4 spots. Yeah.
We'll switch it after this shot,
Okay.
and we'll go to the all.
Wait for the draw, and we'll keep updating and making commentary and generally, hopefully, making it a little more interesting to listen to / watch. But
yeah, and if a game gets close or out of control or things, we can switch to single view as well.
right. Or if there's an interesting house, we'll show you. But we'll tell you what we're doing because it can get confusing if you don't know which.
Yeah, and Derek had stepped away from the broadcast for a while to get games up on the big screen.
All right, so Skips deuce because of that corner guard. I'm telling you,
Yep.
you have hammer, throw your corner guards, and you never know what might happen.
Got a great championship final here.
Yes, it's 3-2 after 3 points, 3 ends. Excuse me. All right, there you go. So we got all 8 sheets now. You can watch everything you want to watch. I think Sue and I'll try to stay focused on the main event, so it's not too confusing.
Yes.
If you don't care, you can always turn the commentary off and just watch the other sheets.
Yes.
The only thing you miss with this view is between the hog lines, but that's not the most important of views.
We love our sweepers.
Yes, the sweepers are so important, so we can tell you if they're sweeping. Provide that information. All right, so now Exmoor is up 1 with hammer, playing the 4th end. A deuce here gives you a relatively commanding lead. A force is acceptable. So you definitely want to make sure you score, and Cape Cod's going to be looking for the steal for sure. This coming into the house is going to make that a little more difficult. Madison zone on the sheet A is being swept. I think it's by the guard. It's very close. Oh, beautiful shot.
They needed that one. Madison had a great shot in the second to get their 4.
Sorry, I would have got my team switched there. That was Brimstone's shot there.
Yeah, Brimstone's, as I said, needed that one. Keep that one close.
Yeah. Well, with the miss on the takeout there, or whatever the shot, I didn't see what the call was, but the miss, now the steal's into play. You gotta get the guards up though to steal. That's rule 101 of curling. See if the league can bring their way back just a little bit here. Got one in front of the house.
Correct.
Right, so if you lose, it's a guaranteed 4 games, then you have to win out after that to make the D event finals. It's actually a really beautiful draw.
It is, and I like that the A event quarters drop to the B event.
That's right. That's right. It's never seemed right to me that you can, I mean,
I understand the A semis being out. You've already played this morning.
Yeah.
You were going for it all. A quarters drop to the B. Semis, I like that.
The best way to do it is have 5 events, have the A semis drop to it.
We just want to curl all the time, Derek.
Of course. But technically, they're teams 3 and 4 in the event. Right?
Correct.
If the seeding is correct, right? All right, so now we actually have 2 center guards on the feature sheet. One's not really a center, it's a little off to the side, and then one's in the top 12. But they're in front of the 4-foot in the controlling area. That's important. X4 is going to want to try to clear things up so that they can score with hammer. So we got the takeout of the top 12 stone here. Looks to be running wide. Just for those who you can't see between the hog lines. Okay, there we go. We got a comment already being corrected about the location of granite in Washington. Apparently it's in Seattle. Not north of it. But it is in the north end of the city.
Yes, thank you, Doug.
I admit, I've only been there once for a men's challenge round a few years
I've been
ago.
there once as well to
Beautiful.
their holiday spiel in December. Great
Beautiful.
spiel.
I mean, 8-sheet club.
Yes.
2 LaFleur. It's a beautiful club, wonderful people, lots of good friends and ex-teammates that have curled out of there. Have and do. And I'm undefeated at that club. We won the A event to qualify for nationals that year, so I'm a fan of the Granite Curling Club in Washington, even if I don't know exactly where it is. So I apologize for that. Along those lines, if you have any comments about the web stream or want to add anything, oh, see, Doug's correcting me again.
We're just going to keep saying things wrong so Doug can correct you, Derek.
Doug is giving a great example of what this comment section's for. If you have questions, comments, concerns, corrections, the case seems to be. It is 2 floors, though.
It is.
And it is a great club with a history of very good competitive curlers. And so,
They're one of those clubs a year and a half or 2 years ago when cars kept hitting the side of curling club buildings. There was the one at Granite that hit, and then the one up in Thunder Bay, and I think there was a third club that had a car hit the side of their building. I said, we need to stop putting bullseyes on the side of our buildings. Put the house on the side of the building, give people a target to hit at.
I understand the drive to hit the house.
Yeah, you've been told to hit the house.
Curling career, you gotta hit the house. It's a neat event. There are teams from literally all over the country. And just, we're really honored to have you here and have all these teams come see us.
Missing Florida and California, lots from Wisconsin.
Yeah, Sue has been trying to get me to have the mic close. Last time I commentated, I was too close to the mic, so I was trying to be farther. We'll try to get it right for you so you can hear us. By the way, it's Sue Mitchell and Derek Corbett are the 2 commentators.
Yeah, I don't know. Derek's coming in soft for me as well. Cape Cod's got a good house going on in the A event finals there. Tracy's trying to get a couple out.
They sure do.
That's better, Derek. Nice shot.
Cape Cod not really worried about that stone in the top 12. It is buried, so somewhat buried, difficult to get to, but they are shot in the back 8 there, so they're looking to get another one shot around the stone of the top 8. Put the pressure on the hammer team. A little deep. I would venture to say that 2 is now coming into play. It's amazing how quickly things can switch in the game of curling.
Overcurled the guard over, Wausau overcurled their guard over there on sheet D, leaving room for Granite to get in there. Good old style lift delivery on sheet D.
A lot of curl towards the wall on sheets A and D, so they're going to have to sweep hard to get this by. Oh, unlucky break on the feature sheet. Wicking that stone to the top 4, buried. I think if Cape Cod had chosen a place to set that stone, it would have been right there. Top 4 behind. Cape Cod sitting 2 now. Looks like another steal on, or blank, not sure, on sheet C. Hard to keep track of all these sheets. Cape Cod looking for the center guard. Looks like a very, very successful guard there. Definitely still a draw to be shot with the intern side, but you gotta hit the button to be shot, so
hard
it's difficult.
On the takeout on sheet D. Again, falling to the wall a little bit. I think she's going to hit the guard. Yep, she's hit the guard over there on sheet D.
It's difficult over there. You can make shots, but you got to call a little bit more ice there.
Yeah. She upped her weight and might have been a bit inside the broom. And it's unforgiving on that outside sheet.
Looks like all but one stone is in play right now on sheet A, Madison versus Broomstones.
Sheet A had a messy house in the first end as well, with Broomstones coming out ahead with their 1 point. I wouldn't mind seeing Broomstones stealing a point here and keeping that game close.
Not looking too bad for that right now. Get rid of this, they'll be sitting 2 or 3.
I have no favorites here. I just want close games.
I can't say that.
Yeah. Wausau's out there in unforgiving land. Might come back for a bit of a guard. Just over the hog. Not much of a guard at all for Wausau. Give our ladies from Granite another chance at this. They're going to come in outside in instead of going towards the wall on their takeout. It looks like how they're lining it up. Yeah, they're coming at this takeout the other way. There's some guards in front that you can't see, but they have a clean shot at this takeout. Leslie Armstrong's dancing over there on sheet C, stripping down. It's a little warm here in North Carolina compared to her Chicago hometown.
It's a little warmer here in North Carolina than most of these curlers' hometowns.
Oh, she's got a... Oh,
wow, she got a piece.
She drive-by on sheet D, unfortunately. Yeah, came
so,
the other way and it ran straight.
That's the thing. Curls towards the wall, doesn't curl away from the wall.
Yeah, she needed to tighten her up her broom even more.
That was stone with moving too.
Yeah, it was a great shot.
Speaking of great shots, feature sheet here. Hit the button.
Got lots going on the first on sheet A and sheet B.
I think I would have liked that stone higher though. This still gives a shot for 1. Right, granted, not a simple one, but a little bit of pressure here on Exmoor. Needs to get a tap, get that red off the button. So you got to throw enough weight back forward to get the tap, which means it might not curl. So it ups the level of difficulty very slightly here.
Not sure if Wausau was going for the guard or putting a third shot in there to set 3 over on sheet D. It's got this decent weight on it for a guard. Nice shot over there by Wausau.
Little overcurl and a roll on the main feature sheet. Looks like a steal of 2. Keeping things interesting. Really a great game, a great end played by Cape Cod to keep the pressure on. Exmoor had a little bit of a chance there to sit 2 and unfortunately didn't capitalize, and then Cape Cod sort of took it away. So very close on that last shot.
Yes.
But
these ladies have not lost a game over there on sheet B, and there's a reason why. They're both strong teams. Granite's in a bit of trouble over there on sheet D now. They have one that's just biting, that's out of play, out of your screen, trying to limit the damage over there.
I think this double might be here to sit around. Not simple though. You may have to roll out to make it.
Yeah, if they hit it, they've got their one. Got to get both of them out though.
It's a tough spot to make a takeout too.
Oh! Ouch.
To steal a 3 there, making it 6-2 in the third event.
Decision time over there on sheet A. If you're watching all 4 sheets, you might want to turn your focus over to sheet A right now.
We can turn the focus to it. That is a lot of curling stones.
Yes.
A lot of granite. This last rock.
Sometimes our 4-foots are hard to tell. It's a coffee table with 2 teacups on it. So sometimes that red looks like an extra stone in there. Currently red's sitting 2. Madison with their last shot.
Difficult for any more than one here.
Yeah, and I don't think she can do any damage. As soon as I say that.
But in the end, no damage.
Got a good game over there on sheet A.
Steal a 2, tied at 4. We'll go back to the 8 houses here now that we've seen that.
Yeah, Derek was off putting the big screen up, and I couldn't find the 8 houses.
They're right out there on the sheet.
I know.
There's 4 at the far end, 4 at the near end.
They don't let me out on the ice anymore, Derek.
That's
We'll fix that
for
soon.
now, yeah.
All right. You want all the teams to do well. I'd like to see Triangle over there on sheet C get on the scoreboard.
So draw to sit 2. Or a guard.
Deborah's asking for it to move some more over there on sheet C.
Abby has a very positive release, and her outturns particularly, which that is one, tend to not curl very much. Beautiful weight though.
I'll speak for Abby right now. Yes, Derek, I know. Thank you.
Yes. Yes. And I mean, I like that release. The problem is when the ice is a little straighter, it can cause trouble. That was actually a really nice result. If they had brought those closer so that they were frozen, the double would be much more difficult. It's still not an easy double, but it is there because of some separation. So that may have been a little sweep call error there.
Leslie going for the double. On sheet C.
Anywhere near nose or overcurl, though, could roll that top stone behind the corner.
They're yelling for the sweep on Leslie's shot.
There's the overcurl and the roll behind the corner, like I said. And red's now sitting 1 behind the corner, so good end for a deuce with 4 rocks left.
We'll see if Derek agrees with their call on this shot.
The hit? It's early enough in the end. I think the aggressive call is a draw, and then you could potentially get 3 that way. This yellow zone's not shot. It's an issue of what you're going to make. If you ever were to not curl enough on that draw, you could leave the double. This way you maintain separation, but you're not very likely to get a 3-er, a 3-point end. You're most likely to get the deuce. If you're down late in the game, excuse me, you need to draw and sit 3, and sit 2 buried, and then maybe get your chance at 3. Here it's a acceptable call for sure. It's all about what Deborah thinks she's going to make.
Yeah.
So you got to have the skip be confident here.
Wausau keeping it clean over on sheet D, making it hard for Granite to get back.
I'm sweeping the daylights out of this one. They'll get the hit. Just roll out. Luckily for Triangle, it is at least partially buried, so the takeout's not simple.
Yeah.
It might still be there.
Julie's asking Leslie if she can see it.
That's the beauty of corner guards. I keep saying this, but that corner guard, Deborah's going to have a shot to the 4-foot. Question is going to be for 2, and that corner guard's protecting, at least partially, that second point.
Leslie's shot is off. Sheet C.
It's hard to see how much of that stone she has from this view.
A hack weight hit would get it.
It looks really close.
They were off and on it, so I think Leslie had a good shot.
The weight's beautiful.
Yeah.
Really beautiful takeout there.
It was pretty well covered, but there was enough room to get behind it with a soft hit.
I like
Deborah's got the hit for 2.
That's right, it didn't remove it, yeah. So you gotta bring that weight down to get the curl, and then you might not get the stone out of play, so. Deuce on the table here on the Sheet C B event final, which would be nice. 3-0 right now, so it keeps it nice and close. Of course, I want them to get the deuce, but even for the neutral curlers out there watching, neutral spectators, always good to see a close game.
Chicago is the host of the USWCA National Bonspiel next year.
I hear it's booked for a few years in advance, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, it's a rotation between all the regions.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Pam sweeping this hard. Got the shot. Long way to roll, so there's definitely hope.
Yeah.
Oh.
They got their crooked number.
If that was her first stone, she'd be 2 buried now.
Yes.
But it's only 2 for each skip, so.
All right, focus back on sheet B.
Got another good end for Cape Cod going.
Yes.
Sitting 3.
Exmoor with the nice double.
Lovely.
They're sitting 1.
Little opportunity to sweep that yellow stone there. Might have got another inch or 2 on it.
Yeah, Tracy's sitting 1 right now over on sheet B, our feature sheet for the championship.
3 really close games. The 4th sheet, not quite as close, but
yeah, Granite
not over.
Granite keeps trying to get one in there to manufacture something this end, but Wausau's keeping it clean or behind the tee, making it difficult for them.
Definitely freezable with a nice shot. Those freezes are difficult, though. Very difficult. Gotta have to be perfect.
We must be doing something right. We're up to 62 viewers.
That or people have mute buttons. That's the other possibility.
You know what it's like to watch the Olympic broadcast. Sometimes we do that ourselves. Sometimes I keep it on to fall asleep too.
I don't claim to be better than the Olympic broadcast.
Never.
But I'm not broadcasting the Olympics. So we do our best, and comments and critiques are always welcome. We want to make this.
I have not people who are complaining about the Olympic broadcast this year. don't remember 8 years ago, 12 years ago, you know, when we had nothing.
The amount of curling on TV is pretty spectacular.
I think one of all the U.S. clubs are seeing a huge uptick in interest this Olympics, similar to what we saw in 2010. I think a big part of that has to do with the NBC app, that people are waking up and watching and choosing to watch the curling.
The live curling, yes.
The live curling. Mr. T,
yes.
Huge fan.
I have no idea who Mr. T is. I found out, one of my really good friends posted that to me, and I'm like, I don't know who that is. She was pretty upset, so I looked him up. But
I forgot. Derek's a little younger. He's still old enough to know. He just didn't grow up with a lot of TV.
My knowledge of popular culture is limited at best. So, but in general, the popular individuals who are showing their support for curling it really helps the sport. And
we're not sitting here right now if it weren't for the Olympic coverage.
That's right.
Durham, North Carolina, with a 4-sheet dedicated club that we built 3 years ago. All volunteer, self-funded by curlers. It's amazing.
That's what really excites me, is new clubs opening. When a club grows, that's good. That's really good. But when a new club opens, that's special.
Yes.
And we're seeing so many all over the country, south and north.
Well, look at St. Paul, that area.
Yeah, exactly.
The Twin Cities
That's what I was thinking.
Twin Cities could have just said we're full.
Yeah.
But they kept growing the game.
Sitting 3 on the feature sheet. Without hammer, though, so.
And now Boston area is doing a good job with growing.
Yeah, they already have the 2 dedicated, and there's a new group starting up in an arena, I think.
On hockey ice, yep. Russ Lemke out at Cape Cod has been great about getting their hockey ice curling going up in the New England region. Looks like we have a viewer watching from Germany. Ooh, drive-by by Exmoor. Granite with their first shot of the 5th end, sitting 1.
Good opportunity for a deuce here.
Cheering for Granite to get their crooked number.
Beautiful shot, sitting 2. I think any sort of yellow double is going to be very difficult. This is going to force the freeze, and if that's missed for any reason, that's a shot for 3. So
yes. Again, sheet D curls or falls towards the wall. Some sublimation, as we have varying temperatures in North Carolina.
Oh, unlucky jam on sheet C.
We've had a 40-degree difference in temperatures here for the 4 days. Gotten up to 82 degrees and a low of 43.
That's a statistic.
That's a nice 40-degree range, say the people who are watching from up north.
Yeah. I think there was a bit of an expectation of warmer weather, but they got it. It was warm some of the days. Some people went to the beach, only an hour and a half, 2 hours from Wilmington.
The ladies from Wausau went to the Lemur Center at Duke University. She got one of them.
Sure did.
Granite's still going to have their shot for a deuce.
When you're up
back in it.
When you're up by 4 points, throwing the hit is a really good call. Even if you only get rid of 1, at least you're guaranteed to get rid of 1.
Yes.
And 2 is the most. If you throw the draw, that like I said, brings in 3. So good call there by Wausau to throw the takeout and limit the damage. A 2 is okay. You're up 2 with hammer playing 6, which is a really good place to be.
Broomstones with their last shot of the 5th end, lining it up. Madison has 1 more to go and 2 rocks left to go on sheet A in the 5th end. Looks like
really big draw here on sheet B. Trying to get it in there for shot.
Oh, go back to sheet D.
All right, we got sheet D. Look at this. This is quick here.
Oh.
Little rollout. So, unfortunately, only the single for Granite. Good end played though, and a steal of 1 on the feature sheet.
Could go back to sheet A.
All right, we got some end of ends coming up here, so we'll give you them. Switch this for you.
Madison sitting 1, Broomstones with their last shot of the 5th end. And speaking of the weather was so nice. Some of our visitors have bought our t-shirts. They didn't have any short sleeves to curl in. All right.
This is the non-hammer team's first. Sorry, second.
Brimstone's last rock.
Brimstone's last. Yeah, they'll have 1 more after this. Looks like they're throwing the draw.
They're gonna get it by.
Oh, it's
gonna
close.
be a nice shot.
Get this buried. That's gonna be hard to remove.
I think they could get up. Once they were past that guard, I think they could have gotten up a bit.
This opens the draw for 1. You leave that another a foot or 2 higher, and the draw is for 1 is not there.
They missed the free pound of coffee. Curl another foot over and cover up the coffee cup would give you some coffee. Or that might just be on Thursday nights.
It's very difficult.
It is very
I don't think anyone on Thursday has really nailed it for the pound of coffee.
It's nice incentive.
It is. That front coffee cup's a really good place for a stone. The back coffee cup.
Now, if Ponysaurus, our other sponsor, had a beer mug out there on the table, I think that beer cup mug would have been covered by now.
I think no one would even bother playing to the center. They just play to the beer cup.
Yep. I think we need a house sponsor with a beer mug on the coffee table.
And our last rock here. This is a draw for the single on the
fourth event. We'll switch back to the 8-sheet view in a moment. 8-house view, excuse me. Ooh.
Yes, we don't have 8 sheets, neither does Granite.
No.
St. Paul does, though. All right, steal a 1.
Leslie with her first shot in the 6th end over on sheet C.
Looks like a deuce setting up over there. It's been a pretty open house, pretty open split house. I will say I've been watching triangles at games, and pretty much every game they've controlled the strategy. This game I don't feel like that's happening. And not quite as much, and that can make a difference. You without hammer, especially when you're down, you want to have stones in front of the house to hide behind if you're playing the steal. This is looking like a great house for the hammer team because they're definitely going to get their 1, or have their shot for their 1, I should say.
Yeah, I've curled against some of these ladies from Chicago, Leslie and Julie and Stephanie and Susan down from Chicago. They have a Gloom and Gals Bonspiel, Women's Spiel in January. That's a great event. Very strong curlers out of Chicago. All the curling clubs in Chicago tend to be on the north side. We have Exmoor on sheet B as well. Chicago needs more curling clubs.
There's a lot of places in the U.S. that need more curling clubs. You know what really needs more curling clubs?
Oh my God, Dean Gemmel and Dean Roth, the tag team of Deans up in New York City, are working hard to get more curling in the New York metropolitan area.
It's coming.
Got something
Should be an amazing facility.
They have stuff going on in Bryant Park in March.
I'm very excited about that. I was talking to Gary Suslovich of Brooms Up Curling Supplies, and he says that it is moving forward. They have gotten the lease on the land, so it's a big step.
Oh, wonderful!
It was a bit of a chicken and the egg, and I'm quoting Gary here. It's a bit of a chicken and the egg between the funding and the lease agreement. The lease agreement wouldn't go without the funding, and the funding wouldn't come without the lease. They finally got the lease, and so it looks like that's moving forward.
Okay, so the lease is moving forward on. That's the Bryant Park facility in New York City.
The big one.
The big one, yeah.
The ice center.
Oh,
beautiful sweep. Beautiful sweep there. We got some clapping here for that sweep in the on the feature sheet.
Always thank your sweepers.
Just over the hog line. Again, without the hammer, you're looking for those center guards. Try to block up the middle. Gary says he's seen some of the plans that they have for it, and it's very exciting. It looks like the entrance is going to open up right on to the curling rink, so it'll be the first thing people see. And it's supposed to have a 50,000 seat arena as well.
Great.
Multi-use.
Great team shot by Exmoor there. You can, at the very bottom of your screen below the X and Exmoor, you can see a red handle. See a long guard out there. Krista's going to try to come around it and get to shot stone. But that was a great team shot there by Exmoor. All 4 ladies involved in making that shot.
Even if you just freeze here, it makes the draw for 2 very difficult.
Yes.
So you don't have to get shot, on this particular throw. The force is a really good option now that they're up. You want to get it on top of that yellow stone. Any bounce off is not a good thing. It looks close.
A little bit of a dead handle there coming into the house.
That'll help it curl, which it needs to do.
That protects you from a big end.
That's a pretty beautiful shot there.
Yes.
Still, side of the 4 is available for the deuce at some point.
Tracy's going to guard it up.
Interesting call.
Her vice is last stone.
She must be comfortable with her.
Her vice is first stone, excuse me.
So it's early in the end. They could maybe promote this at some point.
I trust Tracy.
I would be looking for my deuce, and that red stone on the top of the 8-foot makes that deuce difficult. So
Tracy usually has a game plan. She's thinking a few stones ahead.
the 4-foot's available for the deuce. So, and really, in general, any stones in front of the house is a good thing, right? It doesn't matter where they are. They can help. So nice freeze game. Looks a little bit like a mixed doubles end going on. Oh, that's a beautiful freeze.
As I say,
beautiful angles there.
She made a heck of a shot. Didn't need to use her sweepers at all. Sometimes you call that a miss because you want your sweepers involved in every shot. But great weight.
It's a fantastic end shaping up here.
All right, Granite's got a couple in the house over there. Oh, they swept their heinies off to get it just over the hog line there from Granite. Hard to see on your screen, sorry, don't quite have the wide angle on there, but they got it just across. I think Wausau could still get at it.
So Cape Cod's going to say, I'm happy with you getting 1, and just guard the situation to try to keep Exmoor off of that top yellow. That yellow angle is freeze so nicely.
Oh, Tracy wants to try to draw behind it. No.
Here's the draw to the 4-foot for 2, just like I said. This is where she's going to get her 2 points at this point, is by making a draw to touch the 4-foot.
Madison hit the guard there. Granite still sitting 2, asking for that top house biter guard. Granite's looking good to control this end, maybe get a steal. They're on the sweep now in the feature sheet. Doesn't look like it's going to curl in though.
Could definitely be promoted for a point, for the second point, I should say.
Yeah, I think I'd be going after it. You roll and hit yourself, not much. You can't do any damage.
No.
Hit it on nose or inside.
Both that yellow frozen and the red frozen, they're not really going anywhere.
You could get unlucky and chip it out, but I think you jam on the back before you did that.
Yeah. Great few shots there to set this end up. I maintain that the deuce is going to be difficult.
Yeah.
But you know, at this level, they can usually hit the 4-foot, so it's definitely makeable.
I would have tightened up the broom. It looks like she might be a little wide. I thought she had a bit too much ice on this one here.
We say you can't hurt yourself, and
yeah,
and then
exactly.
we sweep and try to go by.
Get by, yeah. Yeah, I thought she hadn't taken it. That she'd taken too much ice, and then I think she was a bit wide on it. The pro side was to be narrow and hit it on the inside. So, Exmoor's got another. Makes the tap a little bit harder. Oh, there goes Tracy. And she's good. Yes. We'll give Tracy a 10 on that fall. Graceful, and she didn't hurt herself.
She must have been watching the Russian mixed doubles team. So we got the tap.
Looks like Norway's going to end up with the bronze.
In the men's?
In the mixed doubles.
Oh, the mixed doubles. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep thinking you're saying the men's. Yeah. We don't know what's happening in the men's yet. Yeah, so some drama. I don't want to judge until it's been proven.
Yes.
And, you know, you'd like to assume that all the athletes are playing fair.
And it sounds like it might have been something on the banned list, but nothing performance enhancing, but there's a huge list of secondary ingredients and medications. You just can't take anything. Can't risk it.
I was on the list for a while and had to do all the training.
They check the guard.
And they're very clear about what's legal and what's not, and that it's athlete responsibility. It's no one else's responsibility.
Absolutely.
So it's a big list, but you're very well informed about what's on the list. So
in '98, Mike Harris with Canada, they hadn't lost a game, and they were in the gold medal game. He showed up about 45 minutes before the game began because he was so sick, and he couldn't take anything.
Yeah.
And he doesn't remember. He doesn't remember the game.
Even things like Dayquil, you can't take.
Yeah. You can't risk it. You're playing with a team.
Dayquil actually has banned substances in it, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but it's some things you might not expect. They have quite a.
And you make sure that
complete
your water bottle is your water bottle. Nobody else has touched it. All right, back to sheet B.
This is it. So we gotta draw. Oh, so she's trying to get shot maybe off of this, or guard the draw on the other side. That might be really make the two very difficult. Sometimes in these situations,
like it's going to overcurl and just be some more junk in the front. If they get it over.
Oh, it's a round for everybody.
Krista owes the warm room a round.
Not the end of the world, though. That shot was a guard. And again, like I said, the draw to the 4 for the deuce, definitely there.
Yeah.
Difficult.
That side might be a little bit slower.
And a little bit straighter.
I think it curled and the weight came off of it, though. All right, sheet D. Wausau's got a shot. Granite sitting the 3 that you see on your screen.
This is Last Rock over there. This is a big shot.
Granite could get back in it. It looks heavy and wide.
Well, not a good place to be heavy and wide.
No, it looks like. Oh, she wicked off of something.
Oh, there we go.
Ah, she says, raises her hand and says sorry. Tracy's shot's coming in, but they're.
Looks like the weight was very close.
Just not enough.
Maybe a new part of the ice for the draw.
My word, sheet A loves curling rocks. Got another messy house over there on sheet A. Ladies from Madison deciding what to do. They're down by 1 with the hammer. This first shot of the 6th end for the ladies from Madison over on sheet A. Curling against our friends from Brimstones. We love to go up and support Brimstones. They love to come down for our mixed doubles in end of October, beginning of November time frame, usually first weekend in November after Halloween. Deborah was heavy and wide over in the B event finals there.
There's our fun house. All the other ends are just starting up, so we're going to show a couple of shots here at this end.
They're sweeping hard. If
Straight sideways?
They're keeping it. No, it's going to wreck. Brimstone's last shot of the 6th end. Try to steal one here.
Close games.
Yeah, Granite's now down by 2 over in the
third event
finals.
Steals in 5 and 6.
Yeah.
That was almost a big steal there in 6,
yes.
But got the lucky wick.
All right.
So this is the non-hammer team's last rock on sheet A, the one we're featuring currently. It's a 1-point game. Looking pretty decent for the steal. Maybe trying to get another one in there. Sit 2. Nope. Looking for the guard. Now the brim's in the place. I like it when skips or vices put the brim where they want the stone to go.
I absolutely love that.
Good tip for new curlers. Put the brim there. Let the sweepers know exactly where you want the stone to end up. It helps them visually. And then there's no chance for any sort of misunderstanding or miscommunication.
There's always a chance, but yes. They'll always claim they didn't know where the skip wanted it. Communication.
Looks like a steal, another steal on the B event. Chicago up 6-2 after 7.
I say this down here in the South, and that not everyone understands what I'm saying, but I think the ladies from Triangle need to pull up their socks. We often wear flip-flops down here, so people look at me strange when I say pull up your socks. They don't know what I'm talking about.
I've been spending some time with that team, that Triangle team, and Deborah, Mickey, their skip, her tendency is to put a lot of stones in play. And I was trying to, especially when they're winning, which they have been most of this event, encourage her to keep stones in the house, not in front of the house, and maybe make a hit more often. But that's the opposite of what they need to do right now. They need to get stones in play, get guards up, try to hide stones.
Nice shot.
Beautiful tap. Double tap to score 1.
Tie game.
Tie the game after 6. What a shot.
I'm glad we had that feature.
Yeah, I hope you all saw that. I know I was blabbering about the triangle team, but at least you could see a beautiful shot made there. Oh, we go back to 8 houses.
Again, you can leave us comments through our Facebook message, Twitter direct message, or on our YouTube page.
Or carrier pigeon.
Landline. We found out we had a landline.
Right.
Somebody called
Which
our landline.
Essentially in 2018 is a carrier pigeon.
Especially when you're in the heart of the Research Triangle Parkway.
We were talking, one of the practice weekends with Deborah, we were talking about some sort of cable subscription or something, and Deborah said that the only reason she still has her landline is to be able to call her cell phone and find out where it is. I just thought that was the funniest thing.
Unfortunately, or fortunately, I made the best of it, but I lived in an assisted living facility for 4 months, and I had fellow residents who were 88 who used their smartphones to order Ubers. So don't tell me you can't do something, because your members can figure out the internet.
We have a really great online process for registering, and we're credit card and debit card only at the bar, or we have Apple Pay too.
People pay with their watch all the time.
Yep, and it works out really nicely. It's pretty simple. People can figure it out.
Again, to give you a visual of our club, inside the warm room we look like a Best Buy.
I haven't heard that, but it's true. We have 9 flat screen TVs visible.
And a projector.
And a big projector. So we have, as you've seen, multiple different camera views.
Nice shot by Granite over there on sheet D. No guards in play over there on sheet D. I know you can't see from the hog line in completely, but there's no guards over there on sheet D. Got a hit going on sheet B. It might come. She's going to come in and get some of it.
Might get the double. Oh, the jam. That is unfortunate.
I don't think Krista saw the double. I think if she did, she would have been having them sweep for the double.
If you sweep and make the double, you roll out, though. I think it's better to leave the shooter in the top of the house. That one in the back is behind the tee line. I always say when you have hammer, which Krista does at this point, and you hit stones behind the house, I call that chasing rocks. It's not my term, but you don't really need to. You can deal with them later. You can always score in front of them when you have hammer.
Granite calling for the guard over on sheet D, trying to steal.
Yeah, I sense that game's not over yet.
I love it.
That game's happy. Granite is having a really good game here and putting a lot of pressure on.
Love the ladies from Wausau, but want a good game.
I know, it's so fascinating to watch for her.
Abby sweeping. Nose hit by Emma. Emma's had a great week.
Emma over on sheet C in the B event finals is one of our newer curlers. She started at Plainfield up in New Jersey, curled a year up there, and then moved down here right as we finished building our facility.
And just won the Kaiser.
Yes, she was on the 5 and under winning team for the Kaiser up in Utica, New York.
Which is our mixed 5 and the GNCC mixed 5 and under championship.
Quite impressive.
We won the A and B event there, so we're very proud of our triangle 5 and unders. Well, that miss should help.
We're
triangle.
We've been around. Our club has been around since 1995. We went down to 12 members before the 2006 Olympics. 2006 Olympics don't happen. We're not sitting here right now. After that, we were able to build up our club. 2010 Olympics were good. 2014 were good as well, and that's between 2010 and 2012 is when we decided to buy land. And went down to had about 50 members as we built our dedicated ice, and now we're up to 240 members now that we have dedicated ice and curling 7 days a week. When you're curling on the hockey ice, you're limited to what times you can curl. We had Friday night and Sunday draw times only. Lots of love goes into keeping a club running when you have limited draw times. And hockey ice. Tracy's going to get a piece. Going to roll out.
Still, Yellowstone in the back is shot. Another miss on sheet C. This is going to give Triangle a draw to sit 3 with the middle open and with hammer. So that game's not over yet either. As I said in the beginning of the draw, it's really not ever over until it's over. We've seen some great comebacks, wonderful shot making, some exciting big ends. It looks like Cape Cod is going after the Yellowstone in the back. It is the shot stone. If you can move it back and sit 2, it's a very good option. It will still leave a draw around the center for yellow, but if you are sitting 2, there's a lot of pressure on that draw. If you miss that draw, then there's a hit for 3. So a beautiful shot there. It's nice that she rolled and she didn't leave backing behind the center guard. That's very important. It makes the draw even more difficult, and if you don't make it perfectly, then you don't have to worry about the backing when you take it out with hammer. So beautiful shot there. Difficult. There was not a lot of that stone showing, and the easy result would have been to roll out, and she didn't. It was a really nice shot. Nice weight. Looking close. I would like that to be 3rd shot. I'm not sure why they're leaving it up, but it's not bad. It can be promoted, and it makes the doubles more difficult if it's farther away from the house. So a nice shot, nice pair there by Abby. And that stone is in a very controlling spot, so Chicago's going to try to get rid of it on sheet C. Looks like Exmoor has made the decision to try to cut down Cape Cod. She might even be able to hit and sit shot. You have to look over the top to see, but I think it is definitely there to hit and sit shot if she noses, and that would make Cape Cod have to throw one, but no, she rolled off, so it'll be an open draw for 2, and a 3-point lead if she makes it. So big momentum swing after the second end in this A event final. Granite is again looking really good on sheet D over there in the third event. Their shot frozen behind the button, but they are shooting. This stone is sort of found the wall and isn't really coming off the wall. You can't really see it there, but it doesn't look like it's going to be too much of an obstacle. And this is going to be last rock. Just tried to stand up. Didn't go very well. This is going to be last rock for sheet D for Wasau. So this is another shot against a steal. And they have to pretty much hit the button. There's a lot of guard up there. Difficult shot, but a big one. You make it, you go up 3. You miss it, you're only up 1. Playing 8. Deuce was made. Beautiful draw by Cape Cod and the feature sheet. So they're up by 3 points after 7. But Exmoor will have last rock playing the 8th end, the all-important 8th end. Oh, and through the house. And on sheet C, in the B event, the second event, and this is, looks like it's going to be a draw for 3 for triangle. They're looking if they can try to get those other 2 red stones into play. Whoops, sorry. I don't think that double's there. I think it jams on the one on the side of the 8-foot. But Deborah seems to think it might be there. And if you do make the double, you could sit 5. So it's a very aggressive call. Maybe a risk-reward situation, you would say. Not sure I would throw this, but I'm all about it if she makes her 5. She is sitting 2, so there's not. Oh, just made it by. Lots of oohs and ahs in the crowd. It is a deuce. You know, when it comes to risk reward, if you think there's a shot there for 5 and you don't think it can hurt you, then it's probably worth it, even if there's an easy shot for 3. And they're here to have fun and make some fun shots. I think Deborah has really found her takeout game this weekend, and so going for the double certainly made things interesting, but it's only 2. That brings the score in the second event to 6-4. Chicago winning with the hammer, now playing the 9th end. Another good end setting up here for Cape Cod. The 8th end's very important. All curlers will know this. In a 10-end game, the 8th end, and in an 8-end game, the 6th end, 8-end game. If you score there, you get 2 hammers to the other team's only has 1 left, and the odd end going away. So if you can score in the 8, whether it's a steal or whether it's a take with hammer, it's always a good position to be in. You want to try to score in the 8th. And then if you blank in the 9th, well, you get hammer. And if you give up a point in the 9th, you still have hammer. So you have hammer in the 10th, which is statistically very helpful. So up 3, though, I don't think they have to go hard for the steal. If they get a steal, that's very nice on the feature sheet, but oh, looks, that curled hard. Maybe picked. Oh, we're hearing reports of a gash there. We're cleaning it up. That's unfortunate. I would say clean the stones, but sometimes there's nothing you can do. As much as you're cleaning, sometimes something gets under there and it picks anyway. That's the sport. Do everything you can to try to avoid it, but sometimes there's nothing you can do. So Granite got the steal in 7 on sheet D in the third event. Granite is making a very slow but very steady comeback. And if you look, they're now also on the 4-foot behind the center guard, so another steal here would put them tied after 8. A lot of end to play left though, still on that sheet, so don't know what's going to happen quite yet. And sheet A just ended. Looks like yellow scored. Yes, it was a beautiful draw by Madison, Wisconsin to score 2 in that end. In the 7th end, go up by 2, playing 8. Pretty great that YouTube has the built-in replay feature. You can just back up a little bit and watch your replays. On the feature sheet, Cape Cod is finding stones and trying to hit them. I call that search and destroy curling. Pretty much hit what you can. Try to keep yellow from scoring a multiple point end here. But unfortunately missed wide. So the deuce is on.
No guards over on sheet D.
Not anymore. Big change there in the end. Granite was looking really good for the steal. This is still not terrible, but the one on the 4-foot's gone and the center guard's gone. So it's a long end. 16 stones is a lot of curling stones. Deborah Mickey of Triangle trying to keep a split house here, but remember they don't have hammer, so the split house is going to force, which is okay. I think you really need to steal here unless you take 3 and steal in the extra. That's the way to win as well. Gonna need to steal somewhere. But they have scored a 4-ender. I just think that this Chicago team is a little bit too strong to give up a 4-ender.
So I just went and grabbed the program and list last year's winners. And the only 2 people out on the ice right now who were in the program as winners last year are Julie and Leslie from the Chicago team. And they won the third event. They were third event runners-up last year. So strong curlers. So we'll have a new winner of the USWCA National Bonspiel, 70th annual. Granite looking for the tap back over there on sheet D. Nice little tap and roll over in an A event game, championship game. Cape Cod up by 3 over Exmoor. Tracy needs to get something going here. 8 microphones on the ice. They're hung above each bucket. So you'll hear voices from all 8 houses.
I can't hear anything on my headset, but I am trying to be quiet so that you can hear what the ladies are yelling and talking about. This is one of my pet peeves. This is going to sound ironic, but it is one of my pet peeves. Is commentators talking too much, so.
Wausau got a rock in there. Brandon's still sitting 1.
We are hearing reports that we're having some sound issues, so we're going to work on that for Sue's mic.
Sue has audio difficulties. I plugged myself. I went for
The wrong clip.
yeah. I went and got myself some water and some aspirin and plugged myself back in incorrectly. Yes, no sweep for Cape Cod on sheet B.
Looks like it's careening towards that guard. Boy, is there a double here? Those 2 reds?
I think Tracy's calling for the draw.
There's a double there to sit.
Yeah, she's saying
3.
draw.
Not sure it's worth it. But.
She's asking for the draw to the 4-foot.
That's good. They're sitting 1 in the edge side of the 8-foot there, and drawing behind the corner to sit 2 is certainly a good position to be in. Nice corner guard.
No guards over there on sheet D.
Don't know. Talk. Something.
Tracy.
Maybe a bit closer.
Tracy drawing to the 4-foot.
We're not actually sure how this works. Oh, good. We got it all good here from Chris.
Yay. So you can hear me now.
Sue is back. Phil says Sue is back. We are back going again.
That is the understatement of the year. Sue is back.
That is the theme. The year of the dog has just started on the Chinese calendar, but the past year at Triangle Curling Club was Sue is back.
Nice hit over there by Wausau to sit 2. Well, I think they're sitting 3 over there. Yeah, Wausau's sitting 3, no guards.
Of course, the end in the beginning, I say it looks good for the steal. It turns into a very different end. This is the last rock for the non-hammer team now, and they're looking at 3. Unless you can hide this somewhere, it's going to be at least 1, maybe multiples for Wausau. Beautiful freeze by Deborah Mickey on sheet 3, but it's not shot, so leaves the draw to split the house here for Chicago, and that'll force
Leslie looks
if it's made.
Leslie looks a little hot.
Now he's going to have to go. That's good enough.
Draw was light on sheet B as well.
Yeah. Now Yellow's sitting 2 with last rock coming, so this will be a draw for 3.
Tighten up our
Well played end.
tighten up our championship game.
Yeah, this will tie it up after 9. Sorry, after 8.
After 8.
Thank you.
Everyone looks good on their time clocks.
We had one game get very close. 26 seconds.
Wow.
Yep. She wouldn't have made it if she'd walked back to the skip end. So she stayed down and threw 2, and she made a pistol to win it. with 26 seconds left. The warm room went nuts.
Was that Judy from Kettle Moraine?
Wearing the green vest.
Yes, Judy.
Yes.
Who remembers my grandparents.
She is a pistol with that stick.
Yes. Judy Meyer out of Kettle Moraine. All right, my eyes are on sheet D. Sheet B is exciting. Last rock on our feature sheet, our championship sheet.
To bring it to a tie after 8.
And last shots away on sheet D as well.
Both B, C, and D are, well, no, second to last on sheet C. B and D are the last rock. Got to curl a lot on sheet B there.
Looks like Wausau's light. They're going to take their 2.
Looks like Exmoor's heavy. Going to take their 2. So the deuce puts Wausau up 8-5, and the deuce puts Exmoor down by 1. So feature game's very close. This is a draw for 3 on sheet C as well. So the B event already 8-4. With this, it would become 9-4. Bit of a tall order with one end to play. We will, after this shot on the B event, we will get the cameras over sheet A for a little while. Looks like a successful draw for 3. That's 9-4 after 9 ends of play. Alright, we'll watch a little bit of this game. Very exciting end as it has been. Lots of stones in play this whole game on this sheet. It's neat to see such a close game with so many stones in play. Oftentimes when stones are in play, you'll see a big enough score that you get a separation, but this game stayed nice and close. It's only a 2-point game, and the team that's down by 2 has hammer, so good chance here to maybe get 2 and tie it up.
Oh, I think we had a pick on sheet B.
Another pick. That's the second pick there on that sheet, I believe.
Cape Cod had a pick stone. Tracy's putting up another guard.
Tracy's looking for the steal. Steal steals. Or a single. 4 steal, take 2 is good, and steal the extra is a good way. Anytime you're in any sort of scoring situation, when you're looking at your scoreboard, you try to figure out what objectives you need to fulfill to win the game. So
Brimstone's with a good guard.
try to chop it into manageable ideas. The concept of stealing a point is something you can play for. The concept of getting a deuce is something you can play for. And that helps you get where you need to be to win the game. Not sure how often things actually go that way, but that's the mental game you play.
Madison's up by 2 here. I don't know if I just let Brimstones take 1.
Well, if you nose that red, you sit 3.
Yeah, there's no other long guards.
But if you overcurl, you might jam the red back onto the 2 yellows, and you might actually leave them sitting 2. So it's some risk here with this hit if that's what they're throwing. If you just guard it, you basically force, and you have the hammer in the 9th, up 1. So it's not bad. But boy, if you could sit 3, that'd be bonus here. pretty close. It's a straight line coming off the wall, but it looks pretty close. She's got a curl, light handle, it might.
Yeah, they're at.
It over curled.
I think she's got it.
Well, she got the one. She shot in the back?
Yeah, she's shot in the back now, I believe.
Beautiful shot, nonetheless.
Keeping it clean over on sheet B in the A event finals. We'll get to the 8 house view here after this rock.
So we're not completely sure if this is a draw for 2 or 1, but I don't think there's a easier shot. You might be able to tick that red, but it might not be necessary. Going down 1 with 2 ends to play is not the end of the world. Definitely need to score here, though.
Yeah.
Definitely need to score.
They're playing plan B and ticking off of it.
That might be necessary. They might think that's necessary for the 2. Definitely 1, and
oh, nice
there's the
shot.
tick. Any question, or a head official can relax. He doesn't have to go. Doesn't have to go measure.
Tie game over there on sheet A.
Beautiful shot.
In the D event finals. Glad we were watching.
Go back to 8 houses here, keep you updated.
As you can see, above each scoreboard is the time clocks for each game.
We have a brand new and unique timing software used here, which was created by one of our
nerds,
one of our techie types, and it is all online. It's a server based, so those TVs that you see are not wirelessly connected to any laptops here at this end, at the home end, and it's pretty slick. You'll see it looks identical to the official sanctioned timing software, but it has the advantage that you can use any device with a browser capability, and you can have your TVs anywhere on the ice you want, and you can have multiple TVs. You don't need a wireless connection. It's pretty sweet.
We're a very open source club. If there's anything that you see that we do well, let us know and we'll share our knowledge with us. And vice versa, anything you don't like, let us know and we'll try to correct it for our next event.
If it involves adding more TV screens or cameras, we will be particularly apt to listen. So we have handshakes here on sheet C.
Handshakes and hugs.
Well fought battle.
Congrats to the ladies from Chicago. They are the hosts for the USWCA Bonspiel next year, the 71st National Bonspiel.
A very well played game. I thought they, like I said, I thought they controlled the strategy and took away opportunities for Deborah. There was 1 or 2 ends there. That Deborah could have got back, but overall it was a really beautiful performance by Chicago for the win. So we have a tie game on sheet A, we have a 1-point game on sheet B, and a 3-point game on sheet D, all playing the 9th end.
Hard sweep by Wausau. Tell by the clapping we have a good crowd here at the Triangle Curling Club in Durham, North Carolina. Calling for the draw over there by Granite on sheet D. Trying to generate some offense. Need to score here in the 9th end. Hard on the sweep on sheet D. Gonna have a good shot there. Oh, no, sorry. Move the guard over. They might have another chance at it.
On sheet B, as we've been talking about, we have a down one without / up one with scenario. So the down one without team, which is Exmoor, is really looking hard for the steal. This shot in the back of the 4, they're going to try to make a guard. That stagger is essentially a guard because Cape Cod can't hit the nose of that red to get back to the yellow.
Chris calling for the draw.
Not worried about getting more than one here, just looking to score. Make this freeze in there, it'll be hard to get rid of. And they'll be looking good for a score of at least 1. But the scoring area is very small because of the stone in the back of the 4-foot. And I've talked about that a lot this game. If you want to score your 2 easily, you have to make the scoring area bigger. Of course, Exmoor's trying to keep Cape Cod from doing that, but Cape Cod's happy with scoring 1 here. It'll put them up 1 playing the 10th. Tapping this isn't bad either because it gets rid of the stagger. You sit another one in the house. The stagger's still there, but you'll see a lot of teams at the higher levels, they'll play taps, they'll play ticks to try to get the angles the way they want them. Good result though. The 2 red stones in the top of the just outside of the 4-foot are control stones. Assuming they stay around. That double could be there, the red double.
Tracy's lining it up. Again, the D event finals loves curling rocks. Going to have all roll rocks in play again over there on sheet A in the 9th end. Nice hit by Granite over on sheet D.
Alright, we're on to Skips Rocks here on the 9th end of the feature sheet. The A event final. A lot of curling this weekend for these ladies. We had 70 ends of curling yesterday at the club. It was 6 10-end games. We were here from 7 a.m. until just past midnight. And that's back to back to back for the ice makers and the officials and the timers. It's a lot of curling. So yellow has opted against the takeout. It appears she's throwing a lighter weight shot. They are shot in the back of the house. And looking to throw up a guard. Maybe freeze in that pocket. Not a bad result.
Wausau's sitting 2 over on sheet D. Granite's lining up the hit.
There are some guards in the way on sheet D.
There are some guards. I'm not sure how much in the way they are. I think they can see.
They have at least half. And that's the curlier side. Going towards the wall, so could get to the nose. What do you think the shot here is? Tap? On sheet B?
I was going to ask you the same thing. I think it is the tap.
Again, trying to get shot. 2 is more or less off the table, although it's tough to say anything for sure, as much as I like to make general comments.
They're getting ready to sweep.
But you get shot here, you get your 1.
There they go. I think
Beautiful throw.
Chris has a good shot.
Right onto the backing. Crowd likes that.
That'd be a highlight reel shot.
And they still have the whole forefoot for their second point, depending on what Exmoor does. So, beautiful shot.
Man, we are so fancy here. Look, they're updating the screens to, as the winners come off the ice.
I don't know.
Yeah, one red. Wausau with the draw? Oh. Handshakes on sheet.
Wausau threw a draw for 2.
Handshakes on
and
sheet.
the handshakes are out.
Yeah.
This is the replay. Good game over there. The steals in 5, 6, and 7 made it very exciting, but after the 8th, it was Wausau was in control.
Ladies from
Great
Wausau
game.
went to the Lemur Center over at Duke University. Yeah, they're the lucky Lemurs. Go to the sheet B view.
So you can see the top here, red sitting 1. Playing the tap. Playing the hole. Playing the guard. Not sure. Looks like a tap through the hole. Not too much of a change. Definitely the same shots available for 2 now. Here is sheet A. We'll switch back and forth as long as the shots are staggered. There's only 2 sheets left, so tap not quite shot. It doesn't appear.
Tie game on sheet A for the D event finals.
Brimstones with the hammer and shot.
All right, let's go back to sheet B. Krista's in the hack.
Here it is, the shot for 2. She just threw it. Has to get a good bite of the 4 for her 2.
Yeah, a little bit wider of a shot this time.
A big shot. Being down 2 isn't too daunting, but being down 3, that's pretty daunting. Looks close. Looks really close.
I think she's got it.
Beautiful draw.
Another great shot.
Beautiful tap.
You want ninth end, it's always nice to curl 100%.
Never hurts, especially on 2 difficult angle taps. Really beautifully done. Got her 2, even if unconventionally.
Let's go over to sheet A.
Yep. We're heading over to sheet A now.
We do love our leads, but we'll switch over to sheet A.
Again, classic sheet A. Every stone in play. Can you take over? I can take pictures.
Oh, ouch. One rock left to go for red, 1 rock left to go for yellow on sheet A. In the 9th end.
Trying to.
Cape Cod's up by 3 on sheet B. They're throwing them through. We'll switch over. Again, Cape Cod's throwing them through on sheet B. They're up 3 without. Playing the 10th end, everybody looks to be good on time. Tracy calling for a guard, trying to generate some offense. Madison throws their shot away, concedes the point to Brimstones. Looks like they'll be down 1 with. Cape Cod keeping it clean. Yeah, thanks, Derek. Well, Marina with the peel. Tracy using her guard. Came in just enough. Yeah, Exmoor's quickly running out of rocks to generate their 3. A little heavy on the draw on sheet B, but varied. Exmoor still in it. They're lining up the hit on sheet B. We'll look in on sheet A. Madison's looking good for the extra. Actually looking good to get their 2 as well. Brimstone's on second, Vice Rocks. Tracy's cleaning her stone over on sheet B. Looks a little wide here. Ouch. She didn't take a lot of ice. She didn't need much. Krista had 3 beauties, 2 in the 9th, and a nice solid hit in the 10th. Handshakes. Your 70th annual USWCA National Bonspiel winners are out at Cape Cod from the East region. Congrats to Francesca, Marina, Gabrielle, and Krista. Big shot for Carolyn over here on sheet A in the D finals. We're deciding if she's doing the hit or the draw. I thought she was hitting rolling under. She could be doing the draw as well. Her last shot here in the 10th end. Trying to keep it from going to extras. Yeah, she was going for the hit. No. Ouch. It's over. Madison's our D event winners. Thank you all for tuning in. The 70th annual USWCA National Bonspiel. Proud to host it here in Durham, North Carolina at the Triangle Curling Club. Thank you.